What is up, guys? Welcome in. My name is Nick and welcome to the channel. You join me today at Road America. We are in the GT Hopper, but we are not, for a change, in our pink Porsche. We are in, as you Americans will call it, the Acura or the Acura, depending on where you're from. We call it a Honda because it's a Honda. We don't need to rebadge it. It is what it is. We'll just call a spade, and in this point, we'll call a Honda a Honda. I'm not doing any form of qualifying in this one. I'm going to start from the back of the grid just to avoid turn one instance, because I want to have a bit of fun with this one. I get a bit fed up getting bashed out early. On our final practice lap here, we do manage to post second fastest overall. Now, I'm not expecting that to translate 100% into the race, but it is showing we at least have some pace. That was a 2:09.2. Obviously, we don't see what people actually post in terms of their qualifying positions, not taking part in qualifying itself, but it should be a fun race nonetheless. As you can see to the left-hand side, we are probably going to become victims of one of these loading screen bugs, because that Ferrari is just sliding. Can you stop? Can you stop? No, they've just crashed into the front of my car on the grid somehow. But anyway, yes, we inevitably end up with an intermission bug, so we're just going to sit here and chill for a little bit. We do unfortunately lose a couple of people through this, so we'll be starting P21. It does eventually trigger the launch countdown, so we do get onto the grid for this one here without a skip. We get away nice and smoothly on this one, not quite as quick as we normally expect with the Porsche, but a good getaway nonetheless. We do catch up to the pack ahead of us through the second phase of the start, but we let off to make sure that we're not caught up in anything through to turn one. There was a little bit of smoke and dust as we set off, but mostly get through fine up until the point where we see a Dodge sideways through turn one. So we've got our first victim. We are up to P20, so this is where we're just going to start letting the race happen and just picking up what we can pick up nice and easily. So coming out of turn 3, down 4 under the cheese truck banner, down towards P5. If you look on the left hand side here, we see some headlights for someone spinning out, which ends up being a barrel rolling a V8 supercar. Coming down into turn 5 here, we brake nice and early. Normally you want to brake, I found, around the 2 or just after. In this one here, this turn we'll be braking nice and early to make sure we don't get caught up in any of this that's happening here. We navigate our way through all of that carnage nice and easily. We just pull out in time to make sure we don't get caught by the Corvette, who misses his braking point, completely going off into the wall on the right hand side there. The Porsche rejoins and gets a little bit overzealous with the throttle as he gets back on the track, kicks the back out, and we get a free position. We run a bit deep through here, just coming through turn 8 before the carousel section at turn 9 and 10. We have to bail out a little bit on our rejoin because the cars were a bit closer than I was expecting them to be on track there. So we go through, we are up to P12. We're coming through to the kink. We've got a very slow moving Bentley, so we have to navigate around him nice and cleanly. We'll see where he's going. He's drifting right, so we go left. He starts drifting left but catches us in his mirrors and thankfully stops there and holds his line. Breaking down into Canada corner here, we are in the back of a big old train of cars. There's about 6 or 7 people, all line of third, as you can see, coming up the hill here to end lap 1. So there is a lot of positions to be made here. We've already made up 10 on the first lap. We made up a big speed differential there on the BMW through the slipstream coming up the hill. We've got the Porsche and the Lamborghini. Don't really want to be going 3 wides in here, so we let off a little bit, let the Lamborghini dart up the inside. We will just get through there nice and smooth. The BMW has a look up the inside, but the Porsche gets a bit too overzealous on the curves, fires off to the right hand side, and we make up 2 more positions through that to get to P9. Get on the power nice and smoothly coming out here through turn 3, heading down towards the bottom of the hill. We go under the cheese truck. We have a look on the inside of the Lamborghini, but he covers that off. There we go. Right, he says no, you need to go a bit more further right please. Slams us into the wall. We rejoin it. The BMW gives us a nice little tap on the side there, obviously missing his braking point and drifting wide, missing the apex. So we are down to P11. We fall onto the back of a big gaggle of cars here coming through turn 9 for the carousel section. So we're just going to sit in nice and smoothly. Getting ready for the kink here. I'm not really sure what happens. I go to give a little bit of dab of brake because of the traffic in front of us, and the car just slides out from underneath me, darts right, and we impact the wall. It does mean we drop down to P17. Unfortunately, we do make up another position pretty quickly up to P15 there, with the Bentley once again having a bit of a nightmare through that section of the track. We make up another position with someone in the pit lane pitting early off the softs, presumably to go soft hard for this race. We are looking at a medium, so no dramas for us at this point. We are just settling in. Got another couple of laps I think on these tyres here. Coming through carousel, we've got the Corvette rejoining from the outfield there. We very nearly end up with a massive shunt as he tries to drive straight back onto the racing line. We navigate our way around the Porsche as well through the kink, lifting off and having no dramas this time, and we make that through nice and easy. So we're up to P13. Porsche ahead of us has a bit of a nightmare, runs very deep into the runoff area. We have a look up the inside here, coming up through the turn 13, 14 14 complex. We get up the inside, we make it done. He gives us a little tap of the doors there, trying to close the door a bit too late, but we are already alongside and through, coming through to end lap 3 in P11 once again. We go very wide through turn 1 here behind the Corvette, so we give that position back to the Porsche. So we're going to be looking to see if we can get that back through the course of this lap. We brake nice and early. We are the middle part of a Porsche sandwich here. We've got the GT3 in front of us and the RSR behind us. We've got a lot more straight line speed than that Porsche there, so we just gun it round to the outside. He stays left, we go right. He dips into our slipstream here, so we have got this position done. We are back inside the top 10, braking just after the 2, nice and easily, nice and calmly down here. A little bit of apex on the way in, drifting out a couple of wheels over the curb. I'm running this car particularly stiff, so it doesn't enjoy those curbs all that much. We hold P10, close up to the back of the Corvette through, so it gets a little bit out of shape on corner exit. We have a look to see if we can do what we did to the Porsche last time, but he covers that off there quite abruptly. We have to take a little bit of avoiding action. Coming through here for the last couple of turns, braking nice and easily. We're not sure if we're going to be pitting this lap. We look at the tyres, we think he's probably best. I don't think we've got another lap worth of speed. We've got people having a massive disagreement on pit entry. We take to the grass, skirt away around there, so we get a couple of cheeky positions coming into pit lane here. Oh, right, that's been a bit of an interesting start to the race, I think you'd agree. While we enjoy the lull of this pit stop here, if you would do me the massive favour of, if you've made it this far, do drop a comment letting me know. If you're enjoying the content, drop a like, and if you would like to subscribe for more content like this, that would be a massive help for me. I am setting myself my own personal goal of 250 by the end of the year. We come out of the pits here, line astern, 3 of us here, the Corvette in front of us, diving out of the pit lane right in front of the path of another Corvette. We take avoiding action, puts us a bit deep through turn 1. That gives the opportunity for the Ford GT to get past us as well. We brake a little bit early, that gives the Corvette a chance to dive up the inside here. It pushes us a little bit wide, we drop a tyre onto the grass, still a little bit cold being at night and just coming out of the pits, so we unfortunately do spear off to the right hand side and we drop down to P16. So we've got all that work to do again now on these new sets of medium. Coming through at the end of lap 5, we dive up the inside of the Porsche, which ends up being up the inside of the V8 supercar we saw tumbling down the side of the track in lap 1. He pulled in a bit too late to close the door. We get across through there. Coming at the end of lap 6, we've got a massive altercation at the top of the hill. We just gun it, hold it to the right hand side and managed to make through there with no issues. We were now up to P11 with other people pitting as well. So we are looking here at the back of this Ford GT. We've got a couple of corners left. He looks to have used up all of his tyres, so he must have come out on softs as we pitted at the same time. So he is got no grip on that. You see him drifted wide. He gets on the power to try and hold on to P10, but to no avail. He gets a massive amount of oversteer and we just nicely and smoothly breeze past him, coming up to the line here to claim P10 in this one. So from the back of the grid to finish in the top 10, I think was pretty good there. Oh, that was an interesting one. Lots of going on there. Again, master of my own demise in a lot of instances, but it is what it is. We are just looking to see if we can gain any sort of ground in this at the moment. Still getting to grips with the game and with this new car. We get a pretty good fastest lap on here for us, 2:09.9, so a bit slow in practice. Could have been fighting top 5 based on other people's fastest laps. So a bit of a shame that we ruined it ourselves in that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. If you enjoy this one, guys, do click on the one on screen now. This is the one we did at Kyalami earlier this week. If you enjoy the content, do drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe. It will massively help me out. Looking to see if we're just over 100 now. If we can get to 250 by the end of the year, that would be a massive success for me. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.